The rain had been falling for 3 days straight, drenching the small Yorkshire village until it looked like it might wash away entirely. Daniel Harper, a London journalist on an unplanned getaway, stepped off the late-night train into sheets of cold water. His umbrella snapped in the wind before he'd even left the platform. The streets were deserted, the only movement the rain streaming down the cobblestones and the distant flicker of a lone street lamp. The inn was warm but dim, the scent of damp wood lingering. The innkeeper, Mrs. Carter, eyed him with something between pity and unease. "Not many come here this time of year," she said, sliding him an old brass key. "Because of the weather?" he asked. She hesitated. "Because of what the weather brings." That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. The wind rattled the windows, and through the storm he thought he heard knocking, soft, deliberate. He opened the curtains to see nothing but darkness and rain. But as lightning flashed, a tall shadow stood at the edge of the street, motionless. When the light faded, it was gone. The next day he walked the coast. The cliffs were jagged, the sea below furious. A lighthouse stood in the distance, its beam barely cutting through the rain. Villagers he passed avoided his gaze. At the post office, an old man slipped him a soaked, folded letter without a word. The ink was blurred but one line stood clear: "It never ends." That night the knocking came again. This time, closer. Daniel followed the sound down the hall of the inn. The front door was open, rain sweeping in. At the far end of the street, someone walked toward the lighthouse, slow, deliberate. He followed. Inside the lighthouse, the air was damp and thick. Maps and journals littered the keeper's desk. Lightning revealed a tall figure in the corner, water dripping from its clothes. The face was wrong, stretched, hollow, eyes like black glass. In a heartbeat, it lunged. Daniel fought it, stumbling across the wooden floor, crashing into furniture. They tumbled down the spiral stairs. He ran, bursting into the storm outside. The figure followed, its footsteps heavy despite the wind. They reached the cliff's edge, rain whipping across their faces. With one desperate shove, Daniel sent it falling into the churning sea below. But when he returned to the inn, soaked and shaking, Mrs. Carter only looked at him sadly. "You think that ends it?" she whispered. That night, in the glow of his room's candlelight, he saw it again, not in the room, but in the rain-streaked window's reflection. Behind him. The next day, he confronted Mrs. Carter. She led him to a hidden door behind the pantry, down a narrow stone staircase into a chamber beneath the inn. The walls were damp, carved with dozens of names, each one scratched out except his. Daniel Harper glowed faintly, as if freshly etched. From the shadows, the figure emerged again, offering a soaked piece of paper with 2 words scrawled across it: "Your turn." Daniel bolted, running through wet, moss-lined tunnels. He burst out of a cave opening at the base of the cliffs,